Hello, I'm Ruiz, and I'm going to be doing subnetting, but in VLSM. So this is our packet tracer that we're using. We decided to have 4 different types of LANs: switch 1, switch 2, switch 3, and switch 4. Each of our switches would be using the same address network, which is 10.11.48.0/25. But each does require different types of host IPv addresses. Switch 1 requires 14, switch 2 requires 30, switch 3 requires 6, and switch 4 requires 60. In this packet tracer, it does require us to configure router set 1, switch 3, and user 3. So to do VLAN settings, so here for my preset, we're going to be using our same exact network that they're going to tell us, which is this one right here. For this one here, it's going to be asking us to make different types of subnetworks. So when you're doing subnetting, you typically want to do binary, because our submask is always based on our binary, which should be, for our submask should be 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 0, 0. Sorry, my numbers are a little bit wonky, but typically it's a bunch of zeros for the last one. And we're always borrowing the last digit, especially if it's already doing 255 for both 3. So when you're doing VSM, you always typically want to choose the closest number. So 60 would go to 36, 30 would go to 32, 14 would go to 16, and 8 would go to 6. 6 would go to 8. But if you get a number like 8, you're not going to be using the 8 number because that's way too close, because when you're VLANing, you always subtract 2 with every single time you do equation. So when you first start off, you're going to do the first number, which should be 10.11.48.0, and you're going to add a bottom one here, which is 8.11.48, because that's the number we're going to make into smaller. Here, when we're doing binary, we're borrowing bits. So we want to make sure that this number gets to 64. How many bits are we borrowing? We're borrowing 2. So we're going to start off with this number, because that's how many bits we are borrowing, which is 64. So what's 0 plus 64? It's 64. That meaning that our first subnet, which is switch number 4, would be numbers from 1 through 62, because 63 is our end and 0 is our beginning. So if we go back to switch 1, we're going to go to our PC. We're going to go to our IP config. We're going to add our numbers. So default gateway is always going to be our first address, which is 10.11.48.1. Our submask should be 255.255.255.292, because we're adding 228 plus 64. And our IPv4 address is 10.11.68.62, because it's always the last IP address in the network. So we should have that right there. Yep. Now moving on to our third highest, which is switch 1, which I'm going to get prepared right here. We're going to do enable. Then we're going to go to config. And then we're going to do interface G/01. And then just get this preset up. IP addresses 10.11.28. Now we're going to find the answer for this one. So when you do this one now for the second bar, now we know that it's 38. Here are some problems I had. So when you're doing that equation, you're going to take out the second bottom, you're going to subtract that out, and you're just going to move it to the left. In that number, you're going to put it again, 10.11.48.64. Now you're going to find the other subnet that you're going to make it into a smaller number. And for this one, you're going to take, again, borrow another bit, which should lend you to 32. So you're going to take 64, which is right here, and you're going to take 32 and add that to your number, which should land you up to 96, meaning that our switch number, I think 2, would be, our subnet would be from 64 all the way to 95. So we go back here. We're going to go here to our router. So that means, again, our router should always be the first number, which should be 65, 255, and our subnet should be 255.255.224. And then you put no shutdown, and that should be it. Now we're going to work on our third one, which our third highest is 14 host. So I'm going to go back. You can click up arrow to go back to interface. Just change that 1 into a 0. Again, with the IP addresses, I'm going to do the exact same thing. Take out the subnet and just leave the address there. For this one, you're going to do the exact same thing we did for the other one, which is going back to this number here. You're going to subtract that, so take this one out, because it's no longer in that subnet or the submask. You're going to go do 10.11.48.96. Put one another here, because that's going to be the one you're going to also make into a smaller number. And again, you're going to do the same thing we did for this subnet, which is going to be adding 16. So 96 plus 16 is 112. 112, meaning that our third subnet for our /28 would be 96 through 111. So let's put that address there. So it would be 97 for that number, and our submask 255.255.255.24. Then you put no shutdown, and we should be done with the router. Now we're moving on to switch 3, which is our smallest, which now you're doing the exact same thing again repeatedly. So take this one out, move it to your left, doing 10.11.48.112. Then you're going to do the bottom one because you need to figure out where the end starts. And again, you just add 8, which should leave you with 20. So our last subnet should be from 112 through 119. And all of these numbers should be close enough to how many host bits. They're going to leave you some extra depending on which one they're asking or what's closest. Hold on, where is it? 106, yes. So you're going to do again, enable, then config T. Then for this one, it's not G, you're going to do VLAN 1. Then you're going to do again IP address, and it's 10.11.48.13. No, sorry, not 13. I forgot. 114, because the second one is always your switch. Sorry. And then don't forget to put your subnets, which is 255.255.255.248. No shutdown. And that should be it. So you should get 100%. Oh, I messed something up. What was it? What did I mess up? Hold on, give me 1 second. 46, 114, 117. Oh, I forgot that one. Default gateway. You can't forget about the default gateway. That's what I forgot. So you're going to click exit. Then you're going to go put IP default gateway. And then you're going to put 10.11.48.113. And that should be it. That is it for mine.